Hello friends, in our previous video we have seen physical disability, that is orthopedic impairment. Now in this video let us understand another type of physical disability, that is cerebral palsy. Now what does cerebral palsy means? Cerebral palsy is considered a neurological disorder caused by a non-progressive brain injury or malformation that occurs while the child's brain is under development. It may affect body movement and muscle coordination. So when there is a brain damage, brain injury or abnormal development of the brain when child's brain is developing before birth, during birth or immediately after birth, then it causes cerebral palsy. So cerebral means it is related to the brain and palsy means weakness or problems with the body movement. So when there is a weakness or problems with the body movement because of brain injury or brain damage, then we call it as a cerebral palsy. It affects body movement, muscle control, muscle coordination, reflex and posture, balance, muscle tone, fine and gross motor skills and oral motor functioning. There are different types of cerebral palsy: spastic cerebral palsy, athetoid cerebral palsy, ataxic cerebral palsy, and mixed cerebral palsy. So, spastic cerebral palsy is caused by damage to the brain before birth, during delivery, or after few years of the birth. Abnormal motor functioning, jerky and shaky movements, muscle tightness, and joint stiffness will be there in this type of cerebral palsy. Then athetoid cerebral palsy, it is also known as dyskinetic cerebral palsy. It is a movement disorder. It caused due to the damage to the developing brain. Abnormal and involuntary movements will be there in this type of cerebral palsy. Then ataxic cerebral palsy affects person's balance and coordination. Muscles are very weak in this type of cerebral palsy and it may be result in the shaky and jerky movements, and they may face difficulty in performing tasks of fine motor skills. Then mixed cerebral palsy, as the name suggests, mixed, so it is a mixture or combination of all the three types of cerebral palsy. So it is a developmental disorder caused by damage to the brain, and it issues to the balance and coordination, muscle tightness, jerky movements, also joint stiffness will be there. Then there are different causes of cerebral palsy. So lack of oxygen to the brain during delivery. Then gene mutations also result in abnormal development. Then if there will be a severe jaundice in the infant, it may also cause cerebral palsy. Then maternal infections such as German measles and herpes, brain infections. Then if there is some type of head injuries, it may also cause cerebral palsy. Then bleeding into the brain because of high BP, accident, brain tumor, etc. It also causes cerebral palsy. Then because of fetal stroke, that is blockage or restricted blood supply to the brain, also cause cerebral palsy. Then some more factors are there which can cause cerebral palsy. That is premature birth of the baby, low birth weight of the baby. Then if there are twin or triplets, then also it can cause cerebral palsy. Then there will be a breech presentation of the baby at the time of delivery. It may also cause cerebral palsy. Then a low Apgar score. So this Apgar score is very important. These five factors, that means APGAR, that means appearance, pulse, grimace or reflexes, activity and respiration. It is a test given to the newborn baby. This five factor decides good health of the baby. So if that Apgar score is very low, then it may also cause cerebral palsy. Then Rh incompatibility also cause cerebral palsy. Means if mother is Rh negative and baby is Rh positive, then cerebral palsy will be there. Then maternal exposure to toxic substances also cause cerebral palsy. Then there are some identification points or symptoms of cerebral palsy child. Their muscles are very stiff, that is spastic paralysis will be there. Variations in muscle tone such as being either too stiff or too floppy. Lack of balance and poor muscle coordination, that means it will be a type of ataxia. Then involuntary movements, crawling in unusual way, difficulty in walking, eating, sitting, sucking, etc. Excessive drooling or problems with swallowing. Then delays in speech development or difficulty in speaking, difficulty with fine and gross motor skill such as buttoning clothes or picking up utensils. Then some neurological problems also will be there, difficulty in seeing and hearing, as it is a neurological disorder, so it may affect the visual and hearing of the person. Then as it affects visual and hearing sense of the person, it may affect the learning uh, disability and intellectual, it may cause intellectual disabilities. Then seizures, it means sudden and uncontrolled disturbance in brain. It may affect mental health condition, child's behavior abruptly changes. Then some type of oral diseases and urinary incontinence means they lost their control over their urinary bladder. Then there are some strategies for learning and teaching. Encourage independence, means teachers should encourage such type of students to do their daily activities at their own. Remove obstacles so that the student can move freely, means the class structure or the seating arrangement of such type of students should be proper. Encourage support for the students from classmates. There should be ramp, toilets, lifts and classroom layout should be proper. Then there should be a therapist which can advise in the students program. Then while teaching to such type of students, use of computers and audiovisual aids should be there. Then some type of specialized equipment also we have to provide to such type of students, that is adaptable keyboards, page turners, word boards or special desks should be there. Encourage communication to prevent isolation. This type of cerebral palsy students may isolate themselves from the normal students, so teachers should encourage them to talk more and more with other children so that they can prevent them from isolation. Then teachers should give extra time to complete tasks to such type of students. Then the teaching of the teacher for such type of students should be need based, means whatever are the needs of such type of student, teacher should teach according to that. Then there should be a proper inclusion of students, means in inclusion class there are disabled students, normal students, students from different cultural, economic, social background. So there should be a proper inclusion of this all disabled students or cerebral palsy student with the normal type of students. Then teachers should use different teaching strategies to teach such type of students. Then teachers should encourage group discussion. Teachers should use the methods of teaching which can promote the group discussion or the group activity, like teacher can use collaborative learning, cooperative learning to promote group discussion. Then teachers should provide equal opportunities to each and every student in the class, organizing different sport activities and recreational activities for such type of students. Then parental involvement also is the important thing in teaching such type of students. Whatever are the needs of the student, whatever problems students are facing, parents are better know, so teachers should involve parent in this teaching learning process. Then there should be a table type desk with adequate leg space. Then there should be a board in the classroom, may have to be lowered if student is in a wheelchair so that he or she can see the board. Portable reading racks or adjustable desk for reading should be there. So these are some references. You can also visit this site and see the detailed information. Thank you.